everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another video for the Traveler's Notebook Online design team. Today I'm going to be doing something that I've mentioned before but I've never actually filmed. I'm going to be doing a pocket page layout. So this isn't Project Live. What I sometimes like to do if I have a photo shoot that has a lot of photos that I really love, like this one, I like to, instead of scrapping sort of 6 whole page spreads, I will scrap my favorite photo in a 12 by 12. So that's what I've done here with this one. And this video is up on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description box, and you can also find it in my scrapbooking playlist. But basically what I want to do is make a pocket page to go along with this. So this one is going to be on the left, obviously, because the flow of this page is sort of from left to right. So I'll make this page to match that. And I have a few photos here from a shoot that I just love. He was too cute as a baby. And I have a couple that I printed out that just didn't come out well enough. They're rather poor quality. They don't look too bad on camera, but yeah, they're quite fuzzy and grainy in real life. So what I have done instead is print those same photos out, but a lot smaller and in black and white. So the quality is just a lot better. So I just printed these out myself on my computer printer at home. And I'm mostly going to be using Cocoa Vanilla More Than Words collection. This is all from the Traveler's Notebook Online. They do have some of this collection left in store, so I will leave my discount code and the link to the shop in the description box. You can get 10% off using DT Danny at checkout. And I want to use this stuff because I have the brand new Cocoa Vanilla Happiness collection on the way from the Traveler's Notebook Online. You can get 10% off that as well using my code, but I have a lot of this collection left and I want to sort of break through some of it. Plus I did use it on this page, so they will complement each other nicely. So I have no idea really what I am going to do at this point. I'm just going to sort of start laying everything out. Okay, so I'm just putting my previously made layout there for reference, laying my photos out, sort of have a rough idea of where I want to put them. And then I'm just going to trim down my little teeny tiny photos. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border around them. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these at this point. So just starting out with my little Fiskars guillotine here, and I do go back in with some scissors and just trim them a little more. I find that guillotine just isn't super accurate. There we go. So now I'm going to start going through all my cut apart sheets and bits and pieces. So one of the cut apart sheets I've already cut up. There's quite a few of the 3x4 journaling cards on there, so I tried to fit that dream one in, but it's vertical, so it doesn't make it. And I'm pulling in some of that blue stripe because that's on the other page, and I really like that rainbow stripe. It just brings in a few of those colours and brightens up the page, so I am going to use that one. Now these are a couple of reject shop cards, so they're large ones, 4x6, and trying to decide between them. I like that hummingbird one, but I prefer this blue. So because I have the blue there, I'm just going to move that blue stripe down so they're not sort of right next to each other. Just playing around with the placement there. And that card, I like the colours, but it says the best things happen unexpectedly, and I kind of thought that sort of sounded like sounds like he was an accident, whereas he was not. He was very planned. So I'm just popping a little label over there. That's from the cut apart, one of the cut apart sheets as well. Just going to go through now and trim down my photos a little bit. The opposite page has a lot of white on it, so I just want to lighten this page up a little bit. So I'm going to back all of my photos with just a thin layer of white. So this is just plain white cardstock that I'm going to cut into 6x4 cards. Use my paper trimmer. Just checking that they fit in those pockets nicely, and they do, perfect. I just use the photo as a template. And now I'm going to adhere my photos down. No, I'm not. I'm going to trim my photos. So I used that first one to get my sort of size, and now I'm just using that as a template to trim the rest of my photos. So this is going to make sure that they're all the same size. And then I'm going to adhere my photos. So I find the easiest way to get an even border is to lay it out and then stick down one strip with my ATG, and then just go ahead once that's stuck and finish the rest off. I'm going to do the second one here a bit quicker. And I'm just going to pop those away in the pockets. I'll do a little more embellishment on those photos, but for now I just want them in the pockets where they're held in place so they can't move around too much. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that bottom section. So that card's only, it's not quite big enough. As you can see, it's a square card, so I'm going to stick it on this grid, grey grid pattern. I'm just checking here because the Sweet Thing card is a bit higher than that card, a bit taller rather, whatever. So I'm just making sure that that card was 3x4. It was. And I just trimmed off the excess there that was underneath so I can save a little bit of that. I try to save every scrap I can. And I'm just going to pop the photo over the join, and that's done pretty much, I think. So now I'm taking this grey wood grain paper and I'm going to bring that in as my top card because that is in the opposite paper, or the opposite layout as well, that wood grain paper. So I thought that would help them mesh and be cohesive. So I'm just using one of the other cards as a template for that. Apologies if you can hear the traffic noise. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and printed out my son's name and the date for this label, and I've just done that on my computer. I've used a free font. It's called Love Letter, I believe, this typewriter font. And I've printed it out in a few different sizes just in case that first one wasn't quite right, but it was. Fits in there just perfectly. Just using my ATG to glue everything down, and I'm just going to cover up the bottom there. Now I'm taking my pencil to letter out the quote I want to put on this card. Yeah, I could have gone straight in with pen, but I always find that it's never quite, I don't know. I prefer to do it in pencil first, just really lightly, and then I can go in with my pen, and I know it's exactly where I want it to be. And I've started with the second line of the quote because I'm not 100% sure where I want that first line to sit, so I do things sort of roundabout ways sometimes. But the quote is just, for all the things our hands have held, the best by far is you. And it's a line from a song, and it's technically my hands, but you know, my husband and I are both parents, so I changed it to our. Okay, going through and adding a little bit of a darker border around this photo just to help it stand out from that rainbow background. Trying out that You Are Loved die cut, it doesn't end up making it on the page. And I pulled in a doily. I tried it on either side of this card, but then I put it over the top and I thought, oh, that looks a bit like an envelope, and I really like that, so I'm going to stick it straight down. Just there. And going through the sticker sheet, I like this happy sticker, but I couldn't make it work. Then I had a bit of an idea for that envelope card, so I went through my scraps. I found this really pretty peachy sort of brushstroke paper, and I'm using my EK Tools confetti heart punch there, and I've just used the largest heart to punch out that and made it like a little envelope seal. I love that. And now I'm trying out a few more stickers. I found this picture perfect one on the sticker sheet. I really love that. I did stick my photo over too far. I'm just carefully peeling it up. If you've ever used Scotch ATG tape, you know it's super, super sticky, which is why I like it for my layouts, but it's a bit of a pain when you have to try and pull it up. But it came up just fine. I moved it over a little bit and popped in that sticker. And now I'm taking my Uniball Signo Broad in white, and I'm just going around the edges of that card just to sort of lighten it up a little bit. It is very bright compared to the rest of the page, so just drawing in a white doodly border. And then I'm going to pop in some of the enamel dots. My instinct is to hoard these, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put them in. So I put a little heart up there, sprinkle a few of the little dots around. I'm using tweezers for the tiny ones because, I don't know, I just seem to struggle placing those. So I'm just going to pop those cards away for now. I do come back to the envelope card, but just want to pop it away for now. I'm going through some more of my bits and pieces from the cut apart sheet, and I found this key to my heart bit, and there's the child in question. He's 4 now. He was only about 6 or 7 months old when this was taken, and he knows that's him, so he's pretty excited. So some more little bits that I've fussy cut. So all these florals are from one of the papers that I fussy cut. So I found this nice large one, but it's a little bit plain on that card because it is grey and not a lot of colour in the background. So I just want to add a bit more colour to the die cut. So I'm taking the Tim Holtz Distress ink in Broken China, just smudging a bit on the back of that enamel dot packaging and adding some water, and that just added a little bit more of the blue colour that I was looking for. And then I'm just going around with the ink pad and inking up the edges just to make them stand out from the page a little bit. So I'm not using any dimension on this layer, as you can see. I'm just sort of sticking everything down and all my embellishments are flat. I just find with the pocket pages there's not as much sort of give in them, so I don't like to add too much dimension to them anyway. So I'm just going through the vellum accents now. They're absolutely stunning, these little vellum pieces, and I have heaps of them left. I have a tendency to hoard pretty things, and I'm trying not to. So I like this one. I'm sort of laying it out where I want it and then adding just a tiny bit of glue on the edge where it's going to be covered by that flower, because the vellum pieces can be challenging to place where you can't see the adhesive. So you can tend to see tape. You can tend to see glue. If you have a Xyron machine, they're ideal because you can just run the whole thing through and make it a sticker, but then you can't have any sort of dimension. Kind of don't like. I like the edges to sort of stick up, and yeah. Okay, going through now and erasing all my pencil marks. I didn't do it immediately because I use a Pilot G2 0.5 gel, and they do tend to need some time to dry or they'll smudge. So tried out some flare there, but again, the dimension, I don't know, just shy away from it in the pocket pages. So I'm popping down one of the little fussy cut butterflies. It's beautiful, and I went to use another one down the bottom there, but I thought one of the little vellum butterflies would be just beautiful because you'll be able to see through it. So I like that. So I'm just going to take my ATG and just stick a tiny bit of the tape underneath the body of the butterfly there, and you can't see that through because that part of the vellum is so dark. Okay, now I'm just going to use some of the tiny word stickers. I'm going to pop this one down in the center of the heart, and this one just says little moments, and then a couple on either of these photos. The bottom there, that one says you and me, and I'm going to add some more enamel dots here. That little heart one I'm just going to layer over the top of the sticker. And then this little word sticker, I think, says my happiness. Thought about putting it at the top, but it does end up at the bottom there. And a couple more little enamel shapes. I put a little heart and then a teeny little dot overlaying the sticker. And that photo is all finished, so away it goes. Same with the quote card. I think everything is finished now. So there we go, all done. I love it. It complements the other page just beautifully. Thank you for joining me. Here come the close-ups. So there's the complete finished pocket page, and there it is with the companion page. I think they match just beautifully. Thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to check out the Traveler's Notebook online, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.